Standard 6th, Subject English, Lesson number 2.7, Yonamine and Bushi. Before I start this lesson, I would like to give a short introduction. In the second part, we have studied that Yonamine decided one day to visit her parents at night. Her husband warns her against going out at night, saying that it is not safe for the travel at night, especially for ladies. Yonaman tell her husband not to worry and set out to meet her parents. Bushi feels that his wife was overconfident and that she should be taught a lesson. Dear student, today we are going to continue the third part. As you can see the subparagraph of the lesson. Here we start. That evening, Yonamine left to walk to her father's home. So that day, Yonamine left the home to meet her father. As soon as she departed, as soon Yonamine left the house, Bushi disguised. Now, what is meaning of disguise? Disguising means having changed one's appearance in order to conceal one's identity. So Bushi disguised himself as bandits. So he has disguised himself, pretend himself like a bandit, wearing shabby clothes. Now what is meant by shabby? Shabby means someone dressed over very old and in bad condition. So Bushi has wearing shabby clothes like bandits, smearing dark color over his hand and covering his face with a scarf. What is mean by smearing? Smearing means a spreading over a surface, and he has covered his hand with covering his face with a scarf. He ran as fast as he could to hide behind the clump of tree. Now what is meant by clump of tree? A group of tree close together. So he ran as fast as he can and hide behind a clump tree at the flock on the road. So he was hiding and he was trying to reach before Yonamine to teach Yonamine a lesson. Let's move to the second sub paragraph, dear student. Let's see what happened. Darkness fell and he saw Yonamine, and it was darkness all over the way, and in that the Bushi saw Yonamine was coming. Approaching the fork. Now what is mean by fork? Fork means a place where a road divides into two parts. So when the Yonamine was coming on the way, it has divided the two part of the road, from where she would take a left turn to reach her father's house. So from where the divided road where she is going to take the turn to reach her father's house. When she crossed the clump of tree, so when Yonamine crossed the clump tree, the group of tree, Bushi jumped out from the behind the tree and tried to attack her. And that time when Yonamine is crossing the road to take turn off to reach her father house, that time suddenly Bushi jumped from behind from the tree and tried to attack on the Yonamine. Let's see further what happened next. Yonamine was swift. Now, what is mean by swift, dear students? Something moving or capable of moving very high speed. So, Yonamine was very swift and sharp in her reaction to the attack. Attack means taking aggressive action against the enemy. She had her attacker by the hand and kicked him with such force that attacker fell to the ground unconscious. Now when Yonamine saw that some attacker is attacking on her, so she has used his skill. She has used her hand and kicked him with such a force that attacker fell down on the ground and became unconscious. Unconscious means someone not awake for some time and not responding. So Yonamine had attacked in such a way that the attacker fell down and became unconscious. Yonamine Drag at him. Now, what is mean by drag it? Pull something or someone very forcefully. So, Yonamine was dragging him and tied him to a tree with her sash. Now, what is mean by sash? Sash means a long strip, or we can say rope of the clothes worn over one side of the shoulder or round the wrist, especially we can say a part of uniform. So Yonamine had tied the attacker from the sash. She adjusted her backpack and set off round the corner for her father's home. So she Yonamine backpack and left for her father home. Let's see on the next paragraph what happened next. The next day, as she was returning home, and next day when she was returning to her husband home in the afternoon, she saw her bandi. So when she was returning from her father house and going to her husband house, so she saw that bandi there still tied to the tree, and it was still tied to that tree which Yonamine has tied at the night, as she had left him the previous night, as she had left on that night. Shall I untie you now or leave you here? She asked him. So Yonamine asked the question to that attacker, that shall she untie the attacker or leave like that only and go? Please untie me, mumble the bandis. Now, what is mean by mumble? Mumble means say something indecently and quietly, making it difficult for others to hear. So, the bandi was saying that please untie me very slowly. The bandi was telling to Yonamine, I beg you for forgive me. I shan't ever do this again. So the attacker was requesting to Yonamat that please untie me. All this what I have done, next time I'm not going to do all this thing with anyone. Swiftly she untied him and walked away quickly. She was in a hurry. She had to reach. So the Yonaman fastly, she was in hurry. So fastly, the Yonaman has untied the attacker and walked very fastly to reach her home. Let's see next what happened home in time to cook her husband evening meal. So the Yonamine was in such a hurry that the attacker which she has released free, she has not saw that attacker face, because she has to cook food for her husband for the evening meal. Little did she realize that she had just released her husband from his captivity. Captivity means the condition of being imprisoned or confined. So the Yunamine was not even realized that she has attacked on her own husband, and she has just released, make free her own husband. She was unknown that she has released to Bushi. That evening, quite a while after she had set the dinner ready, so in the evening, quite when she made the dinner for her husband ready, Bushi walked in looking tired and dull. So when Bushi came home, so Bushi was very tired and her face has become very dull. She helped him wash and set out fresh clothes for him to wear. So Yonaman helped Bushi to make Bushi fresh and give Bushi a fresh clothes to wear. She invited him to have a hot meal. So Yonamine invited Bushi to have a hot meal. So Yonamine invited her husband to have a hot meal which she has prepared for Bushi. As Bushi sat down to dinner, he brought out a white sash from his pocket and gave it to his wife. This is yours. If so, when Bushi sat down to have the dinner, so Bushi removed a white sash from his pocket and gave to Yonamine, asking whether it is yours. Let's see on the last paragraph what happened next. I am not mistaken, he said, looking into her eyes. So, when Bushi gave the sash of clothes to Yona man and telling that if I am not mistaken, this sash is yours, looking on Yona man eyes. Oh, Bushi, was it you? I am so sorry, exclaimed Yona Mine. Now, what is mean by exclaimed? Exclaim means sudden expression or strong emotion of pain. So, when Yona Mine came to know that she has attacked on her own husband and she has tied to her own husband, so she was very feel guilty. She was very sorry. You don't have to be sorry, said Bushi. You taught me a lesson that I won't forget all my life, and that is don't underestimate anybody. Now, what is mean by underestimate? Underestimate to think that somebody is weaker than he really is. So when Yona Mind was feeling guilty and saying sorry to Bushi, so Bushi told that don't be sorry. You taught me a lesson that Bushi will not forget all his life, and you have taught me that we should never underestimate anybody, not even a woman, asked Yona Mind playfully. So when Bushi told that you won't be sorry, so Yona might tell in a joke way that even women. So Bushi replied, especially not a woman, said Bushi, and they burst out laughing together. So Bushi told that specially we should not underestimate the woman, and they both burst out of laughing and live happily forever. Dear student, hope you all understood this lesson. Thank you.